Thursday morning. It is 4:37 in the a.m. I am currently in an Uber to the airport because today we're flying to Houston. Yes, y'all. Building a new life, taking it to Houston. Now, you guys might wonder, why the hell are you going to Houston? You just got to Mexico City. And I agree. And to be completely transparent and honest with you, it is not by design or will. It's so early, guys. Like, I basically did not sleep anytime they have to catch an early flight. Like, I'm too anxious to really get a good night's sleep in. So forgive my slow thinking. But why am I going to use for this so I'm working for a Mexican company now, right? And this may come as a surprise to some people, but it's actually, why is it not focusing on me now? It's actually really not easy to obtain a Mexican work visa. The Mexican government is trying to look out for their people. So the whole idea is that Mexican companies should only hire external foreign workforces in the case that they bring something special to the table. Now, all I can say about that is that the reason I am eligible for this and the reason I'm getting a work visa, which is sponsored by your company, right? So they have to sponsor you, they have to do the whole process for the government. If you don't have the Mexican company backing you, it's very hard. So the reason why I'm even eligible for this is because I speak Dutch. And I'll let you guys figure out the rest. As you all know, I'm not at liberty to discuss the contents of my job too much, but I feel like I've already dropped enough hints for you to put two and two together. So, obviously, because your average Mexican person does not speak Dutch, they needed to bring somebody in from La Belgique, Belgium, to provide that. So now here's the part where it gets really tricky and annoying. When my recruiter was communicating to me about the job and about the entire process, she so eloquently forgot to mention that this was part of the process, and more importantly, that in order to initiate this visa work permit process, it actually has to be initiated outside of Mexico. The process for obtaining a work visa in Mexico has to always be initiated, no exceptions, outside of Mexico, in a Mexican embassy in another country. So at the time of me receiving this information, I was still in Belgium. Had my recruiter had given me adequate time, meaning like 5 days, to communicate this clearly, I could have literally driven to the Mexican embassy in Brussels, in Belgium, took care of it, and it would have been fine. But she didn't. And that's why I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, feeling like death, on my way to the airport to fly to Houston. Because I had no other choice but to now literally leave the country to go visit a Mexican embassy. Can you imagine that? So that's the main goal of this trip. And as you can imagine, it was really hard for me to come to grips with this. Like, I was so angry and frustrated and annoyed, and I complained a lot, and I tried to get upon their part of it, but it was not possible. So then, after being angry for some time, I decided to apply my philosophy of rationality, which is turning a negative into a positive. That has been the mindset from day one. If you've been following this channel, that's basically been it, like what everything has been about from the beginning. How do I turn a negative into a positive? And so I figured out, okay, right. I took a look at the calendar, and I saw that we actually had the Mexican holiday here. And then I saw, obviously, in 2 days, I'm actually turning 35. Not that I saw that on the calendar, I already knew that, but I put 2 and 2 together, and I said, okay, why don't I turn this into a birthday trip? So I can spend and celebrate my 35th birthday, the night that I actually turned 35 at midnight in Houston. Like, that would be so sick. Like, that's such a, like, I'll never forget that. So that's what we're doing. So I decided, so most people who do this, like all of my colleagues are also doing this. It doesn't have to be Houston, by the way. They go to Guatemala, they go to Miami, they go to, like, get me anywhere. Literally anywhere outside of Mexico. But I picked Houston because I've been meaning to get to Texas. I've been meaning to visit the South. Never, like, as you all know, I spent plenty of time on both the East and the West Coast. Been to Vegas, been to Phoenix, been around the block, but I've never been to the South, and so I picked Houston because I think it could be a really cool spot to explore. So I have basically 3 whole days there, 2 nights. And the idea is, like I said, to spend my birthday night there. So hopefully find some jolly Southern Americans to celebrate it with me. And then I'm actually flying back to Mexico City in the late afternoon. So I'll be touching down back in Mexico City on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. And the idea is to set up a birthday party for me, obviously, with my new Mexican friends that I made last week, if you remember those guys that I told you about. And to kind of like be able to just like touch down, take a shower, freshen up, and just like go straight to like my birthday, my second birthday party at that point, if I successfully pull off the first one I used to. So this is the plan. Oh yeah, and also obviously the most important thing is actually getting the visa, because apparently it's a very like, I've got so many documents with me, like you wouldn't believe. I'm pretty stressed about it. There's actually a colleague of mine who's Japanese, who's literally going to Houston also today for the second time, because the first time it didn't go through. So my single worst nightmare is literally like me like going all this way only to still not get it. Like I don't even want to think about it. I'm not even gonna think about it. It's not gonna happen. I am well prepared. I did my research. I've got all my documents. So it's gonna be fine. So, alright. Once again, apologies for the lengthy intro. We're about 9 minutes in, but hey man. As I always say, if you don't like my long-winded style, you would have checked out a long time ago. So, let's go see what Houston is about. Alright, touchdown to Houston, currently in the Uber, on my way to the Mexican embassy. Got a little bit nervous there. The flight was delayed about 45 minutes. But I had a 3-hour margin, so I was not too worried about that. The But then, as soon as I touched down, I definitely underestimated the custom process in the US. So it took me about an hour and a half. It was just lines upon lines of people standing there waiting to be processed. So it was getting really tight, but made it through. I thought about maybe like trying to like film the lines, but then I figured that would be very stupid since the US does not play around with those type of things, and that would be typical of me to get caught up trying to film the customs, and then I'm sure that it would be some federal law and all of that. So made it through, still on track, and I should get there in the next 40-ish minutes, and that should give me ample time to get the whole process done and over with, and let's see how it goes. Thank you so much. Do you want another refill or no?
I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is the status. Me and my boy Yoki. This is Yoki. He's Japanese. He is my working colleague at the job. I haven't said anything about the job because we're not allowed to, right? So I'm not going to speak about the job. So we both flew to Mexico today to get the visa, and we both got it done. Come on, man. So this is us celebrating. This guy was waiting on me outside. I didn't have internet, so I thought we made a plan to have lunch together, but then we didn't see each other, and I was for sure thinking he was gone, and he was waiting on me. So I'm so happy then that you're here, that you waited on me, and I said let's go to IHOP, the most American thing I can imagine to celebrate. We both got the same. It looks delicious. You got pancakes, you got eggs, you got steak, and I'm just euphoric because this whole visa thing has been giving me stress for weeks, and now it is over and we can enjoy. Yeah. All right, buddy. Okay, that was delicious, but I did need around 2. Yoki, how you doing with those pancakes right there? You good?
I'm already full. Already full. We're trying to finish it.
Oh, I love it. Alright, after that amazing breakfast, lunch / early dinner, I did a little bit of research and I found out that Houston has a bunch of really cool museums. So we made our way to the Museum of Fine Arts, because apparently only on Thursday this museum has free entry. My man Yoki rocking the Japanese swag. What's your first impression? How do you like the museum so far?
I really like it. It's
Fancy, right?
a lot of stuff. There's not only not historical at Greek stuff, there's Egyptian stuff, Asian stuff. There's like stuff from all over the country.
And guys, so I'll be staying for 2 more nights, right? Because I decided to make it a trip, like I said. This guy is literally leaving. Shit. Yeah, so I bought some chapstick because I got dry lips, but apparently it's like a lipstick. Check this out. I was saying, my colleague is actually getting on the flight back to Mexico in 3 hours. So I just told him we have to make the most out of his time in Mexico, in Houston. So we did IHOP, and now we're doing the museum. So I feel like that covers most of it. Pretty awesome, right? I love how this day is unfolding. I still can't believe I got the working visa, and I'm here in Houston. And actually, honestly, it feels pretty damn good to be back in the States. I thought I no longer had an interest in coming to the States, but I like it, man. I like the States, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I'm gonna check out the museum now and stop vlogging. So this museum is so cool, guys. And I can't stress it enough. Every Thursday, it is 3 entrants. I'm just in awe at life right now and how things can unfold. Like this morning, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. in Mexico City, cursing myself for having to go to Houston, and now I'm so incredibly happy that I'm here and I'm getting to do all of these amazing, cool things. And also my work colleague, Yoki, right there in the back, such a cool guy, such a humble person. Like I don't know if that's a Japanese thing or not, but like he's just an absolute sweetheart. And it was my idea to come here because I was doing like the quick research and stuff on. I was telling him like, dude, we have to like you have to get the most out of Houston before you go home. And it feels not to toot my own horn, but I really get a kick. I get so much joy out of facilitating a good time for others. I get that from my mom. She's the same. That's also why I love like hosting parties and stuff. I get the most joy out of seeing other people enjoy themselves at my party instead of enjoying myself. Anyway, okay. Now I sound like a narcissist, but it is true. Like the dude is like he's just super into all of this stuff. He's like hypnotized by all the paintings, and it's amazing. Life is amazing, and I'm loving Houston, and I can't believe that I was seeing things so negative, and I was looking at the strip as a negative and as something that I had to do, when really it is an absolute privilege to be able to come here and see all of this stuff and experience all this stuff. Mind you, I still haven't even checked into my hostel slash hotel. This is all just off the cuff, as they say in the States. Well, the other over here, we were talking to a guy, like a young man, 1 year younger than me, and he was from Afghanistan, and he was just telling me that he had to flee here since the Taliban took back over, and he was just telling me how hard it has been for him, and how he has lost everything, and how he's trying to get his parents to how he's trying to get them to come here, but he's not able to. And it's just kind of like really humbled me and put things into perspective for me. Now, on another note, unrelated from something serious to not so serious, the woman that was doing my visa process was this amazing, super hot Latina, and I was flirting like crazy with her. I was just like the whole time chatting her up, and because I felt like she was down for it. And the more the process went on, the more praise I got. And at some point, I was telling her like, I need a good woman like you, a woman with a good job, stable, a good woman, educated. And she was blushing and laughing and smiling. It's amazing. Like, it's really extraordinary, the things that have happened. Like so much has happened today, because it's not that I'm a player or that I go into these situations like looking to hit on girls. It's just like I went into that situation very anxious and like nervous because I was like, I really need this work visa, and a lot of my colleagues have told me that they've had difficulties with it, and like the Japanese guy, my buddy, this is his second trip already, because the first time for some reason it didn't go through. So I was like anxious and nervous, and she like settled me down and she made me feel comfortable, and she reassured me that it was going to be fine. And then like I got this euphoric energy, and that somehow then translates or manifests into like me just being like, hey, might as well start hitting and flirting, because now I'm in the zone. And yeah. Okay, enough random thoughts. All right, it is a little bit past 6 p.m. Walking home to my hostel. Said goodbye to Yoki. He's on his way to the airport, And slowly but surely, my body is catching up to the chain of events. Honestly, today has been nothing less than spectacular. It's been such an amazing day, and the adrenaline has been pumping throughout the entire process with ups and downs. But now my body is starting to catch up to me, and I'm finally starting to get a little bit tired. So I figured it's best to go check in. Also, make it back before it gets dark. Like, at the end of the day, I'm still very new to the city, so better to have all my stuff in order before the sun sets and the demons come out. All jokes aside, I think it's time for a first impression of Houston. Honestly, I really like it. I really like it. Everybody has been super welcoming and nice. I guess that's that infamous Southern hospitality. There's sidewalks. I've been in a couple of American cities where, I mean, they had sidewalks, but not really. Like, I feel like it's very walkable, and that's like always my main criteria for me to like a city. It has to be walkable. And yeah, so still early, I know, but so far, really digging the vibe. It's humid, it's hot, and in that way, ironically, it reminds me of the Dominican Republic. And like, every time I come back to the States, like to a warm place, I feel like I'm in the Dominican Republic. Look at this. Look at this motel. That's the stuff that we see in movies, right? Like, that's the type of stuff when we were growing up in Belgium. And this is the spot. Like, this is where the gangsters or the serial killer goes to hide out. And I think that's the coolest thing about America anytime I come to the States. It's just that it's like, it always takes me back to my childhood, because in my childhood, you know, that was a period of my life I would watch the most TV, and obviously most of the stuff on Belgian TV is American produced. So like, I constantly feel like I'm walking on the set of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Police Academy or Die Hard or any of those movies, like, because that's just like the coolest thing about the States for a Belgian person, I think, is just feeling like you're walking around in a movie. And it's a real thing. And I get it every single time. Even down to like the traffic signs and all of that. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here or not, we'll see. But at least I'm done talking for now. Catch you guys later.
That's what it is.
Catching the Texas nightlife with my new friends. Cheers to the UK. Cheers to the Sydney side.
Sydney side up.
Sydney side. So currently I'm in this spot called Sparkles. You guys know me, I like to do my Googles and do my research. It's close to midnight. I actually went to watch Game 2 of the playoffs with some of the two guys I met in my hostel in Houston. And now I'm at this spot called Sparkles. It seems to be a local spot from the looks of it. It's really nice and low key. And I ordered the double cheeseburger with fries. They make everything themselves in-house. So I really like in Houston, man. It's really like kind of raw and rugged, but it's authentic and people are real. Everyone has been super nice to me, and in a weird way, it feels like home. Maybe because I've been listening to Dez and the Dude for over a decade, but I don't know what it is, but it's a nice city. It's a good vibe. But let's see. I can't wait for the food to arrive. Let's see what we got. Trying to make some promo.
Some what?
Some promotion, right?
Oh, okay.
So this is the best burger in Houston, is what I've been told.
Yeah, it's the best burger in Houston. When you come to Houston, you need to come to Sparkle Burger.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.
You. I hope you enjoy your meal.
Appreciate it, man. I'll get it right here. Oh wow, man. Look at this. Look at this. USA, baby. Wow. Walking home, already past midnight. There's something special about Houston, man. There really is. Like, I can't explain it. I've been to plenty of places in the States. There's nothing like this city right here. I feel like it is definitely the most urban spot I've been in the States. And somehow I gravitate towards it. It's like I'm trying to find the right words because I'm trying to be correct, but I've been listening to hip hop since I was 13, so that's more than 20 years ago. Actually, before I was 13. But I've never been to a place where that culture and the way people talk and the way people behave and walk and everything, their whole energy is so real and so similar to the music that I grew up listening to. And I mean, I listen to a lot of rappers from Houston. I listen to Slim Thug, Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Chamillionaire, Bun B, Pimp C, UGK. And they're from here. Dez and the Dude, they're from Houston. They're from H-Town. And I hear it, and it's so weird in a good way. I'm like, yes. I've listened to thousands of songs rapping about the lifestyle that I'm witnessing right now, and it's pretty awesome. Can't even lie. Alright, I just gotta go cross this spooky ass bridge before I make it back to my hostel. I will say this, there's definitely an element here of like people being a little bit moving a certain way. People are a little bit more like, I don't want to say on edge, but I can tell there's a certain energy that comes with Houston, and you gotta kind of like watch your back and watch how you know where you go, and like As I was pulling up to the, walking up to the hamburger joint, I unwillingly kind of snuck up on this guy parked in his car. And at some point he turned around and he was like, oh shit, I thought this was the day. I thought this was the day. Because I heard footsteps and I just closed my car. And he said that like 3 times, like, I thought this was the day. I'm like, no man, it's all good, it's all good. And we laughed and we dapped up. But that's a real thing. The boys out here in the field, man. Can't nobody tell different. Alright, I'm out, I'm done. I'm going to sleep. I am tired as hell. I've been out here since 3:30 in the morning. This has been the longest day since flying to Mexico City, but in a different way. That right there, that's the hostel. Wanderers Stay, awesome place. We got the work visa, we made it to Houston, and tomorrow we're gonna have an awesome day. Thanks for watching. Peace out.